I'm Cassie Crosby, a retired Army officer turned executive coach, and I help leaders navigate change or build something new without losing themselves in the process. For many people, executive presence can feel like a finish line, something you reach after you have enough polish, charisma, or confidence. But that mindset leads a lot of people to think they have to perform instead of just thinking about how they actually want to lead. Presence shows up when you're clear on who you are, what matters most to you, and how you want to lead when it counts. In every environment I've worked in, whether it's the military or startups or nonprofits, the leaders who earned trust were the ones who stayed grounded, made thoughtful decisions, and created the space for others to contribute. I remember my first command. In the beginning, I was just so focused on getting it right, and I felt this continuous pressure to prove myself. Before a mission one evening, it was a rather complicated mission, setting up an airfield in the Republic of South Korea. My team had gathered and all eyes were on me. There was some really important information that we just didn't have yet. And I certainly didn't have a perfect plan. I knew what I believed and what I was watching for. I knew what information I needed and also what I needed from my team. So I shared all of this quite plainly. And that moment changed things for me as a commander. My presence that day came from a clarity and a steadiness and a willingness to be transparent, not from having all the answers, but from being just grounded and real. Years later in Afghanistan, I was asked to brief a room full of generals on a really important slide that eventually made its way to the President of the United States desk. I had built the slide, but I hadn't done the mental work yet to truly own it, and I certainly wasn't prepared to brief it. In fact, I thought my boss was going to brief the slide, so I showed up prepared to take notes. I knew all the facts, and I certainly knew the slide from the inside out, but I hadn't yet internalized it. So when it came time to speak, my voice caught, I totally choked, and that lack of confidence showed. And that moment stuck with me. I realized that preparation isn't just about knowing your content, it's about owning your message and why it matters. Now, before any high-stakes conversation, I take the time to think through what I want to say and why, because that's where presence comes from. Being intentional and understanding why you're doing what you're doing. So if you're working to grow your presence, start there. Get clear on what matters and let that shape the way you lead. Your words, your tone, your posture, your choices. That's what people follow. And that's how presence becomes power, not just for you, but also for those around you.